All right, squirrel lady, whatever, 1982, asked for help. So I'm going to give some help and give some perspective. I saw the video that you did that with this comment. She was talking about single households and treating your husband respect and gave the analogy as an employer. You're like Lord Master and what their delusions of. So you already have a negative view on men. It is more than apparent. Your spouse is not your employer. Okay, you got a point. The spouse is not your employer. But if, like, you're not going to share with the duties and you expect him to do duties, if he's doing all the work and bringing home all the bacon and giving you money for you to buy whatever you need and whatever you want without you really working outside of the home, then your job would be inside the home. It would be the same like in Mr. Mom would be vice versa. His responsibility would be inside the home, cleaning, so forth, whatever. If you are both working outside the home, then it is the dual responsibility of both people, to do inside the home. And normally that gets convoluted too because I've been married and I've seen a lot of marriages, and a lot of women do not really recognize the work that a lot of men do, and it's also an imbalance. Normally, a man is given just a room, you know, the man cave or the garage, while pretty much the majority, 90% of the house, is the domain of the wife and children. So, and you don't really understand men. What has been told to you that men think with their PP is correct. Men do think with their PP. PP being protect and provide. We want to provide and we want to protect. We have fantasies about being the hero. We don't have fantasies about being the villain. We have fantasies as men, and why comics are more male dominated because they're fantasies of protecting the weak, to protect others, to be that person, that nobility. Not nobility as snootiness, but nobility as an honor. So if your spouse is working all the time, then it would be up to you to use those other skills to keep the house clean, do the laundry, fold the stuff, and do that as it is complimentary to him bringing home and working out all day to come into a nice house to where he can relax, or she can relax, depending who's going out making the money. But as tradition goes in this economy, that is not a thing. So it's both partners working together as one to create a unique and comfortable life together. Each partner is serving each other in their own unique and special way. It's not servitude on one end of the spectrum, it's servitude on both ends. It may not be the same tactics, but it is the same intent. So take it as you will. So, and also, if they're not your employer, then they should be able to, boot you out if you're not living up to agreement. Speaking of booting out, if it is not about money and they're not your employer, then they don't deserve to give you a severance package on divorce. A lot of more men pay alimony than women do. And when women pay alimony, they have seen videos where they cry, piss, and moan and call it manimony. They got to put the male thing on it, which is another popular thing for mansplaining, because you could say I'm mansplaining here, man spreading, and a bunch of other man things, which I find extremely stupid. So, I like Squirrel Girl looking for stuff. I see it every so often, and I'm just here to give her some support and try to reiterate her points, because she was pretty on point on certain things. Putting it into a perspective, whether you agree with the perspective is fine, but for you to project that we want to be massa, lord and master with their obsessions. Yeah. No. If it's any consolation, I was in my marriage. I was not the Lord and Master. I didn't even know how to use the remote because I never got to use it. And also, I made lemonade with the limes I've gotten being married to her. So, like, I would make her breakfast 3 hours before I had to get up because her 5 alarms would go off. And I would make her coffee and make her breakfast and make her lunch and send her about her day, even though she woke me up with her 5 different alarms set up 5 different times. And she was unable to get up on her own after the first alarm to just make that lemon lemonade and send her off breakfast, coffee, and lunch. So I don't know what to tell you, but you definitely have a negative connotation towards men. And I've looked at your channel, and I don't see why. I only saw one video, and you know the video I'm talking about. So yeah, I would expect someone that lost a brother might be a little bit more open.